Breaking news, Jack Smith is demanding Republicans allow him to testify about his investigations of Donald Trump in public. Smith defended those probes in a conversation with Andrew Weissmann earlier this month.
The Robert Mueller view of how to do this, that's where I come from. In my role as special counsel, I handled things very much as I did throughout my career. It's like we often say, do your talking in the courtroom, not on the courthouse steps.
Joining us now is Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island. He is a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Senator, thank you for being here. It was notable to me that in Jack Smith's letter, he says the House or the Senate should have this public hearing, almost challenging them, pitting them against each other. Which institution do you think moves first?
Well, I hope the Senate does, because I think there's bipartisan interest in getting this done. And I think it's going to be a very useful hearing. I particularly like that he mentioned Volume 2 of the special counsel report, because frankly, if we are going to ask him about matters that relate to that previously undisclosed volume of the report, we should have that. So it could be a really interesting hearing once that report is released for it. And then, of course, the other thing that's at the center of all of this is how often the Republicans have misrepresented what he did. And to see them against a real lawyer and a real prosecutor explaining to them the difference between a trap and trace pen register and a wiretap, particularly people who were attorneys general and are on the Senate Judiciary Committee and should know better. So I hope we go first.
Can I just note, for folks at home, we know what Volume 2 is, but why is Volume 2 so important? What is Volume 2 and why didn't we get it?
It has not been disclosed because the investigation was concluded before it was put forward, and that put an end to the disclosure of it. But I'm convinced it has a lot of really interesting material in it, and the investigative techniques that were used very likely informed both volumes of the report.
In the January 6th investigation.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack. I don't know how the American people really can keep up with this. So it really does boil down to what our leaders in the House and the Senate do, how you prioritize when this administration is throwing everything, everywhere, all at once into the mix. How do you see? I guess how do you rate the importance of what Jack Smith will have to say to the country, and the importance of him saying it publicly, given everything else that we have? Because I think Alicia raises a really good question about between the two chambers. I'll be honest, one has a little bit more gravitas than the other, and I think you know which one that would be.
I think the House members know which one you're talking about, too.
and so, I would just think from the perspective of the American people, without all the histrionics and noise and people trying to get a clip for the evening news or for their social media platform, that, when and if it happens, needs to be done, I think, respectfully, because of the gravity of the matter and the fact that you have this president going after these individuals. And this particular individual is saying, wait a minute, time out. We're going to do it. We're going to dance. We're going to do it publicly.
Yeah. But the senators are going after him, too, right? The Republican senators, how does that play into what Michael is saying? Because some of the same people on the committee are parroting the language of the president. Like, they're whining about the fact that they were on the phone with Donald Trump on January 6th. We didn't put you on the phone.
And for anybody who doesn't know why they're on the phone, this was never a wiretap.
Right.
Nothing got overheard. This was what in the old days you'd call a pen register or a trap and trace. Now it's a toll records grand jury subpoena. The guy went through the grand jury, which is where you go to get to the subpoena. So it creates a really interesting contrast between the way proper legal and prosecutorial grown-ups behave and the way the current Trump Department of Justice, the MAGA DOJ, is behaving. And I don't think there's much of a better expositor for that differentiation than Jack Smith, who's a very sober, serious guy. Now, of course, obviously, for a while, the shutdown And the Republican move from telling us to pound sand to pretending that it's illegals to, yeah, okay, we got to do something about affordable credits to, we'll talk with you after this is over to, okay, we promise to talk to you real soon, right away after it's over in good faith to planning like what their negotiation posture is. That move is obviously front of mind for everybody right now. So I don't want to go past that to anything else. But clearly what is happening at the Department of Justice is interesting to lots of Americans.
Well, and the legal turmoil is not contained to the domestic. Take a listen to what the President of the United States said about a potential land strike today.
We may go to the Senate, we may go to the, Congress and tell them about it, but I can't imagine they'd have any problem with it. I think, in fact, while we're here, I think it's a good idea, Pete. You go to Congress, you tell them about it. What are they going to do? Say, gee, we don't want to stop drugs pouring in?
Do you have a problem with a land strike on Venezuela?
It highly depends on the targeting. I mean, I think America totally supported the raid into Pakistan to go and get bin Laden. And that was exceptional circumstances. I don't know that this president is going to be able to show anything like those exceptional circumstances. So I think the thing that I would agree with that he just said is they should come to the Senate. They should tell the folks on Intel. They should tell the folks on armed services. They should tell the folks on foreign relations what it is that they plan to do, even if they have to do it in a highly classified session. That will play way better than if they
and what they have
just
been
go
doing.
do exactly.